So our number 20 today is Jesus is the Son of God, and I actually based this on a true incident. My mother was on an airplane, and the person that sat down next to her, for some reason, started discussing theology. And made the claim that Jesus never claims to be the Son of God in the New Testament. He never claims to be divine in the New Testament. And most of the time he does refer to himself as the Son of Man, so that part's true. But it's not always that he refers to himself that way. So my mother, of course, off the top of her head, immediately hit him with 5 or 6 Bible verses. Well, how about before Abraham was, I am? Yeah, you know, stuff like that. And then he shut up. But I've heard that one since, and it's usually from people who are Muslim, Mormon, or Jewish. And I hear that, well, Jesus never claimed to be divine or never claimed to be the Son of God. So is that true? So the quick answer is no, it's not true. So let's look at some of the evidence. This is probably the big one. Are you greater than our father Abraham? He died, and so did the prophets. Who do you think you are? Jesus replied, if I glorify myself, my glory means nothing. My Father, whom you claim as your God, is the one who glorifies me. Though you do not know him, I know him. If I said I did not, I would be a liar like you. But I do know him and keep his word. Your father Abraham rejoiced at the thought of seeing my day. He saw and was glad. You were not yet 50 years old, the Jews said to him, and you have seen Abraham. I tell you the truth, Jesus answered, before Abraham was born, I am. At this they picked up stones to stone him, but Jesus hid himself, slipping away from the temple grounds. So, I can understand why, to us, that's pretty definitive. I mean, you almost don't have to go on. But I can see how somebody from another religion might not understand the reference. So the reference, of course, is Moses and the burning bush. And Moses wants to know who is talking to them in this burning bush. And he says, I am. Or some translations it's translated, I am that I am. So here, Jesus is claiming to be the entity from the burning bush that Moses spoke to. So, to me, this one pretty much takes care of it, but I have a few others too.
So what you're saying is there's a birther movement concerning Jesus Christ.
There you go. For God so loved the world that he gave his one and only Son, that whosoever believes in him shall not perish but have eternal life. For God did not send his Son into the world to condemn the world, but to save the world through him. Whoever believes in him is not condemned, but whoever does not believe stands condemned already, because he has not believed in the name of God's one and only Son. I put this one in because it's so well known. This is not Jesus himself claiming to be God. It's the author, John, claiming that he is God. So that was not as powerful. We're going up to Jerusalem, and the Son of Man will be betrayed to the chief priests and the teachers of the law. They will condemn him to death and will turn him over to the Gentiles to be mocked and flogged and crucified. On the third day he will be raised to life. Well, that's Jesus talking there, claiming he will be raised from the dead. So, no, that's not saying he's the Son of God, but that's still, I'm assuming most of you on a daily basis don't claim that you're going to be raised from the dead. At least not in the sense that he was. But Jesus remained silent and gave no answer. Again, the high priest asked him, are you the Christ, the Son of the Blessed One? I am, said Jesus. Again, end of discussion. And the interesting thing is there is that can be taken two ways, can't it? It could be simply he's answering the question, are you the Christ or the Messiah, the Son of the Blessed One? And he said, yeah, I am. But again, look at the words choice. I am. Moses asked the entity in the burning bush, who are you? And he says, I am that I am. So here he's using it again. And you will see the Son of Man sitting at the right hand of the Mighty One and coming on the clouds of heaven. So that was pretty. So I understand the confusion if you're not Christian. I understand that you might come up with something, well, Jesus never claims to be divine. He never claims to be the Son of God. Well, I guess you have to be a Christian to understand some of the allusions, but that one's pretty clear. Are you the Christ? Are you the Son of the Most Blessed One? I am. Anything else? Any other points? So that was a pretty easy one to answer. So any questions? Any ones that I can get off my mother's trips on airplanes, I try to include.